it's over for J. Prince. Here's why.
You know, essentially we had to rely on a large volume of video surveillance evidence that came in, and cell phone videos and audio, things that surfaced over time in some cases that weren't available immediately. We had to sift through all of that and use physical evidence and use shooting reconstruction and confirm a lot of our ballistic evidence, what weapons were involved, things of that nature. And through that, we were able to deduce that Patrick Clark is the lethal shooter in the case. And that's why he's being charged with murder.
We know who was on the scene, and we will be contacting and reaching out and finding those individuals. This is a murder. And if you left because you were afraid or whatnot, I don't know the motivation. But you do have to come forward and give us some information. And that could come through grand jury and penal. We're going to come and get you. And we come and get you professionally. But we come in force with everything. We know who was on the scene, and we all know it. There is some video out there, but we're going to stay away from specifics right now. Go ahead.
Was Clark invited to the party? Did he know Takeoff?
We don't know. Yeah.
Was Mr. Clark, has Patrick Clark admitted to the shooting?
Not going to discuss that right now. Go ahead.
Was Mr. Clark involved in a shooting in 2018 at a club where someone was killed?
That's part of the investigation. I mean, we'll get it out to you.
Do these two reside in Houston?
Who? Which two? Yeah. Well, one, but one of them has a residence outside of Houston. Go ahead.
Do you expect more suspects out there?
We don't know. We're not gonna outrule anything. We're gonna go where the facts and the evidence lead. And you remember what I said: suspect are suspects, and we're gonna leave no stone unturned. And everybody, family deserve that. And I want to say this, and we're going to probably do just a few more questions.
Patrick Xavier Clark, a.k.a. DJ Pat, has been labeled as the shooter who fired the fatal shots that killed Takeoff. Now, they declined to confirm that DJ Pat was the only shooter. They did say, though, that he was the one that fired the fatal shots due to ballistics, due to witnesses, and then also due to additional videos that they were able to get their hands on from the venue. Prosecutors also said in court that they don't believe at this time that Lil Kim Fifth fired shots. Oops, however, the police chief refused to confirm whether or not Lil Kim Fifth was in the clear and whether or not his charges will remain just being in possession of a firearm as a felon. Here's what's interesting though. You see, the prosecutors believe that Patrick Xavier Clark, aka DJ Pat, that he intentionally shot towards Takeoff, right? They believe it was intentional. They believe it's outright cold-blooded murder. And they gave him a bond of $2 million. However, when it came to Joshua Cameron, aka Lil Kim Fifth, he's only in jail right now for a low gun possession charge. He's not being charged with being involved in a murder. He's just being charged with having a gun at the scene. And he got denied bond. Now, they're trying to use the excuse of, yo, your honor, he was already out on bond for a case for a fake ID. But a fake ID case ain't a violent case. That's not even a violent case. So, like, you know, they can't say, yo, he's a threat to the community. But they denied his bond, and he only got a gun charge, while the shooter and the murderer got a $2 million bond. And the reason why I believe they're keeping Lil Kim Fifth is because they believe they can squeeze Lil Kim Fifth, man. But exactly what are they trying to squeeze out of Lil Kim Fifth? They already got the shooter. They already got the footage. They already know who did what. What are they trying to squeeze out of Lil Kim Fifth? Them boys want J. Prince Jr. J. Prince Jr. is in a really peculiar situation. The two individuals who are currently in custody in relations to Takeoff's murder are two of his acquaintances. Some might say homies. Some might say those are his two brothers. That's how close they are. In the case of DJ Pat, you can see him and J. Prince go back a couple of years now on Twitter, since about 2013, 2011, right? And even up to now. So they've built quite a powerful bond. They're a little closer in age, so their relationship is a little bit different than Kim Fifth and J. Prince relationship. Kim Fifth is a little homie. He has acknowledged that J. Prince is his idol. He looks up to J. Prince. He'll do whatever for J. Prince. However, even though it's a little bit different, they both appear to be equally as close to J. Prince as anybody out there. So when I see that Lil Kim Fifth is being held, and then I see DJ Pat bond condition, which will blow this case wide open. You see, his bond condition says that he cannot make any contact with J. Prince Jr. and his family. But if you guys remember the clips I played at the beginning of this video, in one of those clips, the police chief says, we know who was there and we will be talking to everyone who was there, rather is voluntarily or rather we have to subpoena you through a grand jury for you to come in. The police chief was also very diligent in clarifying that leaving a crime scene of a murder, whether or not you was scared or had other reasons to leave, doesn't matter. That's still a crime. And he will be talking to every single person who was there and charges may be brought, right? But here's the thing regarding J. Prince. Here's why I don't believe that J. Prince is just a quote-unquote witness, right? Here's why I think they're viewing J. Prince more than just a witness. DJ Pat is not mob ties. DJ Pat is just very close with J. Prince and have a working relationship. They're friends. Lil Camp Fifth is mob ties. His father is mob ties. J. Prince Jr. is mob ties. They gave the shooter, the killer, bond and kept the little mob tie homie in with no bond. They want him to talk on J. Prince, but here's the thing though. Once they can tie J. Prince into this murder, that's when a RICO can get introduced. That's when they can finally give mob ties what they've been trying to give mob ties for the last couple of decades now, bro. They've been trying to give mob ties this RICO, but they couldn't prove nothing. Because J. Prince Jr. is a legit businessman, was a millionaire before hopping in the rap game, before hopping in the streets, right? He has legit businesses that's worth millions. That's why they couldn't tie anything to him. But what's needed for a RICO? As y'all can see right here, murder, drug dealing, and other very serious offenses. So once they can get J. Prince tied into a murder, now they can tie that back to mob ties. Now, once you tie that back to mob ties, that's when the RICO is coming. I'm telling you right now, man, it's not looking good for J. Prince. I think it's looking real grim. I think it's over. I think it's over. I think that Lil Camp Fifth is the missing puzzle, man. And they got Lil Camp Fifth. And if you watch Lil Camp Fifth in court, if I'm J. Prince, it's not looking promising. If you hear Lil Camp Fifth lawyer speaking, it's not looking promising because his lawyer cannot deny or reject that Lil Camp Fifth know who murdered Takeoff, Lil Camp Fifth know who called the hit, and he could not decline that Lil Camp Fifth will be talking. It's over for J. Prince.